super, super big fight, and who better to be able to break this
Yeah.
down than you? And you know where I'm going at it. Fulton and Inoue, break this down. You had two fights with Inoue.
Well,
How does this go
Fulton
down?
has to have a high guard when it comes down to it. You know, use that jab, move, because Inoue is a fast kid too. He's fast, you know, and he has pops in those shots, you know. But in between those shots, if when he moves and you pop him right down the middle, it restarts him. But you got to time him. You know, when you time him in that, then you know, the good thing is Inoue fights he fights better when he's wary and cautious, right? Like in our first fight, he thought that he could just run me over, and he try to take me out in the early round, and he got caught with shots, right? But second fight, I landed that hook in his gloves, and he's like, oh shit, right? And then he got wary, and he started countering, he started using his head, and he stopped moving, he stopped pressing forward. Instead, he led me to get those shots from me that really took me out. So for him, he's a smart guy. So one thing that I see with Inoue is he's a straightforward back and forth guy. He doesn't have lateral movements unless he's kind of backing up and then turning that hook. That's pretty much what you get from in lateral movements. Fulton needs to go out there, throw that jab, establish the range, you know, and keep throwing that jab, because if you're blocking Inoue with that jab, it's hard for him to go around, and he's gonna try to throw an overhand, but he's only gonna throw it if he's certain. So Fulton really needs to go out there and establish a good defense, a good jab, and good range. When he can establish those fights, it's gonna be a hard night for Inoue. I don't think he's gonna be able to stop him unless it's a body shot, because he's a tough guy, you know. But granted, I did use a winning when I fought him the first time, you know. But Inoue needs to go out there and use what he does. Just don't let Fulton set up. Go out there and just break him down, you know, with power, make him feel that power, make him think otherwise. But I think Fulton just needs to really come out there with, you know, I can't, closer to the fight, I'll because I'm gonna look both fighters. I know exactly what Inoue has to offer. I just gotta work and see how Fulton is completely to really kind of see how the fight's gonna go, in my opinion. You know, at this moment in time, I'm not familiar with Fulton enough. You know, I know that with Figueroa, he stopped using his legs, he stopped using his range, but that's Figueroa. Figueroa make those fights all the time, you know, and that's why if you give him, I think if you give the distance, his distance, that's where it's powerful. You know, if you keep him coming forward, that's where he's powerful. But you make him backpedal, that's when he doesn't have much power comparing to when he's coming forward, and he doesn't feel comfortable moving back either.
Okay. Do you think, Fulton can come up with a
I think
decision
so. I
in
mean,
Japan?
you know, depends on who is judging. I mean, you know, because there was a fight, Murata's fight. I don't know. I don't remember his opponent, but you know, he lost in Japan, and he should have won that fight. I don't know if you remember that fight, like a couple years ago. You know, I don't remember. They got a rematch and beat the guy, knocked the guy out. You know,
Okay.
but you know, I think that you make convincing. You know, I think that they're gonna you know, they're gonna, because it's a big fight, and people all around the world is gonna be watching it still. So I think that he can win the fight as long as he make it into a you know, into a very majority unanimous verdict in people's eyes.
What do you think that, what does it speak upon Fulton? You know what I'm saying? He has the hardware, like all that hardware behind you. And, he's going out to Japan for this fight, So we obviously know it's for the payday, but in the same time, what does it Like, what does that speak upon
Fulton's definitely a
Fulton?
warrior to make this fight, thing, and supposedly he's a champion, so he should have the advantage when it comes down to a close fight. But I don't rely on that, man. That's why I don't try to go to decisions. Either you take me out, I'll take you out. That's just me, you know. But I think that he just needs to do what he needs to do, you know, of not worrying about a decision. Just win every round, and you most likely win the fight and get the decision.
Mm.